on my behalf. You that you were mocking me on Thursday and said, Precious, am I hearing? Oh, Mr. Darlington, you taunted me. I managed to endure. Oh, Mr. I will never forget this. Don't worry. It's not totally clear yet, but at least I'm getting there gradually. You can see. At least I can scream now. And I can say, sir,
you better go.
I can answer you.
You better slow down.
Slow down. Before you take what is left of the voice.
We go and turn the button.
Amazing evening to you, Lagos. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the Evening Rush 90.3 Voice of the People FM. This is where Nigeria's finest conversation takes place every evening. See, if you're not tuned to this show every evening, then you're on a long thing because you're missing out on a lot of things. Because this is where we're for everybody and for nobody. You understand? Literally, that's what we do here. We have the finest of conversation concerning everything that affects you. Because we are the voice of the people. So if government issues affect you, then we're here for you. Economy, we're here for you. Security, we're here for you. On my day for you. Oh, gee, see the voice.
We're here to feel the pulse of the people.
Absolutely correct. That's the voice of my producer, by the way.
Yes, my name is Promise Lagos. Welcome to the show today. I can't scream like you. I'm not going to scream like you.
Don't want to.
Welcome to the show today.
What was that?
Mr. Darlington. We have Mr. Darlington in the building to our Mondays and Thursdays delight. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. And how was the weekend?
It was okay.
In spite of the fact that some people were struggling with their voice, where prayers were going on.
Oh, please. Did I tell you my name? My name is Precious Inyi. I am the product of the producer.
Yes.
And what's that thing Ren Omakuri say he is? He's Buhari's tormentor. I'm Mr. Darlington's tormentor. I'm Mr. Darlington's headache. I'm his headache on this show. All right, Lagos, let's let you know what our hot topics are for this evening very quickly because time is fast approaching. So there's a breaking conversation of Tinubu, Fubara, Odili, perhaps Wike, we don't know, in a crucial meeting right now. That is, as we're talking to you right now in Asarok, they are holding a meeting. Former Governor of Rivers State Peter Odili, alongside the present Governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, and of course the President are in a meeting right now concerning the political crisis in Rivers State. I would follow up with that conversation. I will let you in on what, the fallout of that conversation as soon as it's made public. And
still on Rivers State, factional speaker reveals why 27 lawmakers defected to APC.
I hope it's going to be something different from the fact that there was no leadership. That's why. We had heard that particular one before.
We'll know what.
So we want to hear another thing.
We're going to find out.
We want to hear another thing entirely. All right. So let's move forward. Still on that. Why we abandoned PDP for APC pro Wike assembly? That's about that conversation. And then Rivers APC accuses Fubara of burning assembly complex as Ganduje receives 27 defected lawmakers. Wait, there are still 27. I thought 2 turned back to PDP. They did another U-turn again back to APC.
I don't think we even know what is happening.
Okay, so they did U-turn and they did about turn again. Okay.
And still on Rivers State, Rivers elders rejects moves to impeach Fubara, calls for Tinubu's intervention. Alas, the president already. Let's see if he's going to intervene.
So you guys would recall that over the weekend there were videos making the round of a particular House of Representatives member that accused Wike of being culpable in the murder of one DPO Bako, right? Okay, so right now we hear that about Wike, DSS police petitioned to probe alleged murder of DPO Bako, diversion of $300 million Ogoni cleanup fund.
And then away from Rivers State, I'm being threatened for rejecting mind-blowing offers, Peter Obi said.
Right. Appeal court dismisses Binani's appeal, affirms Fintri as Adamawa governor. Okay. All right.
And this says Tinubu behind non-release of Nnamdi Kanu, not judiciary. IPOB lawyer Ejimako alleges.
Oh wow. Well, let's go back to Rivers State again, where the Rivers State elders are saying that they reject moves to impeach Fubara and are calling for Tinubu's intervention. Perhaps that's why an elder statesman, former Governor Peter Odili, is right now meeting with the president already. We mentioned that already. Yeah. Apologies, I didn't know. Oh, producer, thank you. All right, so Tinubu inaugurates board management of NNPCL. You would want to hear that story too. If that's the story that you like to hear. If it doesn't interest you, but we're here to bring all the juice in that. And then, that's about it. So let's take a quick break there. I'll be right back. Oh, there's also this gist about Timmy Frank, where he says many Nigerians can't afford to buy food, drinks to celebrate Yuletide. Let me say it again. Timmy Frank says many Nigerians cannot afford to buy food, drinks to celebrate Yuletide. That is, plenty people for Nigeria not get money to buy food.
He used to be an APC statesman, right?
God bless you. All right. Because these are the hot topics that we have this hour. Let's take a quick breather. I'll be right back to begin dissection of these conversations one at a time. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
Because you are welcome back. This is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM, 14 minutes past the 7 p.m. mark right here in the studio. 90.3 Voice of the People FM, that's where you are. And it is the Evening Rush. Still with your girls, Precious
and Promise.
Good. And we have our Monday, Thursday standing in the house, Mr. Darlington, with us. So let's get started very quickly with conversation. Of course, we cannot discuss politics today without mentioning River State, right? So let's get started. Promise, shall we? Or I should do the honors. All right. Okay, so let's begin with the All Progressives Congress APC in River State accusing Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the People's Democratic Party of allegedly, they say accuse and constantly put alleged, okay, in case, it may not be, right? Of allegedly being responsible for the explosion that rocked the River State House of Assembly on October 29, 2023, all right? So the chairman of the caretaker committee of the APC in the state, Tony Okocha, made the allegation while speaking at the APC Thanksgiving dedication service yesterday at Port Harcourt Polo Club on Sunday. Yesterday in New GRA, Port Harcourt. Okocha challenged Fubara to prove to the people of the state that he and the PDP in the state are not responsible for the burning of the hallowed chamber. And as if that's not enough, the 27 members of the River State House of Assembly, led by Martin Amehulo, who abandoned the People's Democratic Party for All Progressives Congress APC last Monday, were officially welcomed into the new party yesterday, Sunday. Same occasion, the lawmakers who have taken sides with Governor Wike in his ongoing battle with his successor, Siminalayi Fubara, were officially welcomed into the party at a ceremony held at Polo Club Field in Port Harcourt. That's the event I was talking about. Now, Rivers APC Caretaker Committee Chairman Tony Okocha and representatives of the National Executive Council of the party were present to receive the assembly members. Speaking at the occasion, Amigola defended their decision to abandon PDP. He claimed that the lawmakers followed due process and obeyed all the laws that prescribed room for defection. He said one of the reasons allowed for defection by a lawmaker, as provided in section 109 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, was if there is crisis and division in his or her party. So, crisis day. So, Bijakpa. The 27 lawmakers at a reception ceremony. So the factional speaker said the PDP is currently divided. We have evidence that there is division in the party, and at appropriate, we'll make it public. That is at the right time. They go show say true APC not be one body. Likewise, he anchored their decision to join APC instead of the other parties on the faithful implementation of the renewed hope agenda by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. See, the reason we had to join APC instead of other political parties is because if you look at all the parties, you notice that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been able to faithfully implement his renewed hope agenda. Because the agenda is agendaring, that is why we had to look at everywhere. We say no, it is APC and broom we carry. Promise you have other stories about River State?
Yes, about River State.
Okay.
The River State elders and leaders led by former Governor Rufus Adajot has frowned on the attempt to impeach Governor Siminalayi Fubara. The others also condemned the recent defection of 27 lawmakers of the State House of Assembly to APC, and this was contained in a communique signed by Ada George, pioneer spokesman for the Pan Niger Delta Forum, Chief Anna Absara Igbe, and 12 others at the end of the emergency meeting of the elders and leaders on Sunday in Port Harcourt. The elders also expressed displeasure that neither Fubara nor his predecessor Nyesom Wike responded to their letters to seek an audience with them on the worsening political crisis in the state. They described the happenings in the state as embarrassing and dangerous, particularly the explosion of the House of Assembly complex in October. Parts of the communique reads, and I'm quoting, "The forum regrets that neither Governor Siminalayi Fubara nor Nyesom Wike responded to our letter seeking for the audience with each of them, and the attempt to impeach the Rivers State governor barely 6 months in office without explaining the good people of Rivers State the reason for this. The forum condemned every form of violence and lawlessness in Rivers State and therefore demand proper investigation of the crisis and those responsible be brought to justice. The forum also urged Bola Tinubu to consolidate his earlier intervention, stressing that the consequences of his inaction may not only affect Rivers State but also the Niger Delta region as a whole."
Okay, so let's move where we're told there is a breaking story right now of President Bola Tinubu currently meeting with Siminalayi Fubara, Governor of Rivers State, Peter Odili, former Governor of Rivers State, and other stakeholders at the presidential villa, Abuja. We wouldn't know, we can't tell if other stakeholders means the Minister for FCT, Nyesom Wike. He's a stakeholder, isn't he? Right. So the meeting follows the face-off between the governor and his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. We'll let you in on, update of that meeting as soon as possible. But before we let Mr. Darlington jump in on this, Mr. Darlington, over the weekend there was a story. There was this, reveal by I think a House of Rep member accusing Wike exactly of doing certain things, amongst which was the fact that he diverted funds meant for the cleanup of Ogoni land, and that he was also culpable in the death of a particular DPO. I wish I can play that for you, but let's take a quick listen to her. Her name is Boma. Okay,
she's a House of Rep
member.
She's a lawmaker.
Goodhead. Yes, she's a lawmaker. And of course, she's from Calabari. So let's take a listen to her say that, please.
Yes, even the Wike failed in his unit.
Yes, you know.
Failed in his work.
Yes.
And he failed. I want to send a clear message to the federal government of Nigeria. Yes. Contrary to the belief of the President Bola Tinubu, that Wike delivered Rivers State to him. Yes. Even the Wike failed in his unit.
Yes, you know.
He failed in his work.
Yes.
And he failed in his LG.
Yes.
And we're also here to tell Ahmed Bola Tinubu that he should call Wike to order. Because the next time he comes into Rivers State to disturb the peaceful people of Rivers State, we are not going to sit down and fold our hands. Please, the President of Nigeria, if you can tell and the DSS and the police to arrest the former governor of Rivers State, the now Minister of FCT, for defrauding the people of Ogoni land. Please, we want you to call Mele Kyari, the GMT, Wike, and also Sahara. These are the people that released a whooping sum of $300 million for the settlement of the development of Ogoni people. But only one individual, yes, is the one Wike, took the money and ran away. This is also a man that brought the director of Federal Land Revenue and was cutting away 9 billion out of the 15 billion generated revenue of Rivers State people every month. Please tell him to return these funds back. This is one individual that has kept the state as price. And at the end of the day, it goes about bragging that the federal government is in his pocket, the judiciary is in his pocket, the presidency is in his pocket, the chief of staff is in his pocket, the security agencies are in his pocket. But let us tell him that Rivers State cannot be in his pocket.
Voice of that is actually the voice of Boma Goodhead, a House of Rep member, agitating and lamenting and accusing, making very serious accusation on the pressing of former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, and now the FCT minister. Amongst that threat, I think we need to take a listen to the rest of it.
Come there and bring him down.
So she also did accuse Wike of being culpable in the death of one DPO. As a matter of fact, now the reason I raise this issue up is because an agitation has been made for the probe of Minister of the Federal Capital Territory after this particular reveal by Boma Goodhead. This call for his probe is for his alleged involvement in the murder of a police divisional officer and the diversion of $300 million funds for Ogoni cleanup, which you just heard Boma Goodhead, speak about. Yes, remember that and again, a former chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, APC comrade Timmy Frank, also urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to probe Wike because of this reveal. By the way, we're coming to what Timmy Frank said about poverty and food, as we proceed. But Mr. Darlington, let's take your thoughts on this.
Now, these are serious allegations. So
very serious. Murder.
Yes.
Eating up the money for all, siphoning the fund meant for the cleanup of Ogoni land.
Exactly.
Mr. Darlington, you know why this cleanup is very painful? Sorry if I want to emphasize a little bit. I apologize for cutting you off.
Go ahead.
Now, the predominant occupation of the Ogoni people
is farming.
Which is fishing and farming. And as I speak with you, most of their land is messed up.
Messed up, yes.
It's messed up, and the reason why Amechi fought for that cleanup that Buhari's government eventually approved, and it is so sad that it would rather get to the state level and then it would be muddled up or probably buried. It's very embarrassing. Go ahead.
Now let's begin with the DPO murder. On a more serious note, the federal government should not allow that matter to be swept under the carpet, because the police are federal agents. For somebody to murder a DPO is a very serious matter. They should not sweep that matter under the carpet, because everybody remember that case and what played out. I don't see why the federal government should allow that matter to be buried like that, because the man was brutally murdered and then messed up. A whole DPO. I mean, it's not a funny matter. So if there are allegations that a former governor of a state is involved, they should probe it, because it's no longer under immunity. The federal government should look into that matter. And this matter of Ogoni cleanup, this has been a very big issue, even up to the United Nations. For funds to be released and for somebody to sit on it is equally criminal. I have always told anybody who cares to listen that Wike is behaving this way because he has a lot of cash. He's using this money to compromise every institution and everybody. And where is the money coming from? These are money meant for Rivers people. The secret is being revealed now, and nobody should be doubtful about all these revelations, because I have always asked, where did the Wike get the money that he's using to buy from? He's using to do whatever he claimed to be doing. Where did he get the money? Is it not Rivers State people money? So all the things he did for APC, was it not Rivers State money that he was using to do it? So the federal government should not say because he's now on their own side, therefore they should sweep all these things under the carpet. It will not all go well. I have always said that Wike made a very big mistake because Rivers people are very stubborn, and you can see what is playing out now. So far, I have not seen any group or anybody coming to defend or speak on his behalf. I mean Wike. They are all telling him not to come to Rivers State and all that.
Well, he was in Rivers State last week.
Because he came with entourage now, security entourage. But what did he do? Who was speaking for him? He only came and he did not make any noise as usual. When the judges are solidly behind the governor and every other group are speaking speaking for the governor, who else is speaking for? If the elders are behind the governor, who else is behind Wike? Who else? That was the mistake he made. You should know the people you are dealing with. Not everybody is ready for this godfather whatever. Instead of Wike go home so that his sins may be forgiven, he now want the people to know that he has this and that, and they are now trying to open his rump so that people will know the true Wike. He cannot claim that his hands are clean. Remember all he said about during the election, all the things that went down. These are serious cases, so the federal government should not cover Wike because he's now the FCT minister. It will not all go well because somebody was telling Tinubu don't interfere in Rivers and the Ondo case. But if your minister has been fingered in murder case, should you cover him? Should you cover him? That is the issue. The police, one of them was murdered in such a way, should the police not take side again?
And then she even mentioned that she can stand to testify.
Of course, yes. The guy was saying it boldly. There's no smoke without fire now. The man couldn't have died in such a way, and to make matters worse, no probe, a whole DPO. That means somebody's hand is in that matter. Now that the revelation has come out, the federal government should take it up. Let all the eyewitnesses come.
Mr. Darlington,
yes.
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
If this has anything to go by as the truth, this lady when she was in Wike's camp. That mees they knew all of this.
Yes, now.
If this is true. Why did she not say anything until they fall out?
Look, as long as it is a criminal case, there is no time limit to revealing what happened. Whether she's in Wike's camp or not.
But if she knew all along and kept quiet, doesn't that make her also culpable?
That is the right time to talk now. Because if a deity becomes...
Because the right time is convenient.
No, if a deity becomes too troublesome, it should be reminded of the tree that carved it. That's what they are trying to do to Wike now. He has become too troublesome. It's not they tell him where he came from.
Are you saying this because you're just in support of someone Wike, being held responsible one way or the other?
No,
or because that's the right thing.
I am saying it because this is the right thing.
So the national...
There's no time limit to revealing a criminal act.
Mr. Darlington,
yes.
I have a question, but I'm going to put more clarity to this. The National Coordinator South-South Leadership Forum, Chief Anab Saraigi, has said that the intervention of some leaders of the PDP stopped Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara from resigning as the governor, even before his issue with Wike got heightened up. According to the former spokesperson of the Pan-African Pan-Niger Delta Forum, Fubara was tired of Wike's dominance in his cabinet and control of state affairs, leading to him, Fubara's difficulties in managing the state funds and running the government. Quoting Chief Igena, he said, "What is the problem? Wike has come to tell the world that he was fighting Sim because Sim wanted to take his structure. Let me tell you about the structure. Before Wike left the government, the state was making over 10 billion internally generated revenue monthly. When he left, the IGR came down to 6 billion. The governor, a former accountant, Sim was Wike's accountant general.
Yes.
And he asked some questions and called in people, to look into the books and all of that. That was how the problem started between him and Wike.
And he said that somebody was asking too much questions. So, if you go by what these people are revealing now, can you say that Wike is a clean man?
But would you say that Sim had no inkling or no idea that this would happen in any way?
No, he knew now, but the governor, you have to be subordinate to somebody now. Sim was waiting for his time to right all the wrongs. But Wike still want to be doing what he was doing when he was the governor. That is the problem. If Wike has gone to Abuja with his sins, nobody would have been talking about him. But you have left government, you still want to continue to be ruling Rivers from Abuja. Is that not where this problem started? That is the truth now. And like I told you, when a deity becomes too troublesome, remind the deity of the tree that carved it. Maybe it will keep quiet
and
then.
And the 27 factional lawmakers had already put an expertise order, which has been signed, and approved today, stopping INEC from declaring their seats vacant. And they are asking, the part of the prayers is letting the court letting them go ahead in prosecuting and starting a proceeding to impeach the governor.
Yeah.
How is that going to play out?
It's not going to work because the matter is still in court. The other party must be heard. Expertise orders is being abused in Nigeria, in Nigerian courts.
We know how our judiciary, we know what happened with the appeal court and the TC, the presidential tribunal, and all of that. What do you think will happen in this case?
What will happen is that a matter is in court. They should maintain the status quo. That is what I think here, because they have not proved why they defected. The court must hear that crisis in PDP has not been.
They said they defected because there was an issue, and that you're a lawyer, Mr. Darlington, said the 1999 constitution.
I have one, so it's on 109. Listen, that section is saying that if there is crisis in the party, as I speak to you today, there is no crisis in PDP.
But they said there was crisis before they defected.
That is what I'm telling you. That is their own imagination. It is left for them to go to
Mr.
court.
Darlington, how can you say that there is no crisis in PDP when the PDP has been meddled with crisis?
No, please.
Even before the election, with the whole G4, G5 governors agitation, isn't that crisis already?
And Wike and articles issued too.
What do you call a crisis? The crisis is when they get to the federal level and the party can no longer hold. PDP contested election during the last election under one national working committee, under one chairman. All the organogram were in place. So what do you call a crisis? For you to go through that route, it means that there is no longer anything that resembles leadership in that party. But if all the national working committee and the chairman and every other personnel are in place, is it the small matter in Rivers?
The House of Assembly was punched down, and they are accusing the governor of doing that.
Hold on. If you have a crisis in your state, that does not. As
long as it's not a national.
Yes, that is where the court will be looking at. Is there any of this at the national level? Or is it when you quarrel at your level? You now say that there's a problem.
Let's take a listen to Ijeoma Wike, make claims to having lobbied the Senate to ensure that the amended laws to work, to respond to his appeal on a particular issue. Let's take a listen.
Was it that was not the revenue?
The president. The president wanted to construct this board all the time. I want to hear as Mr. President, sir, please help me. Help me. I want a Rivers man to be one of the executive directors. It was very hectic, turbulent. The law allows only 2 executive directors and 1 managing director. So, argument, where would this one go? With the help of Senate President and the Speaker of the House of Reps, immediately they have to amend the law to include another executive director.
So, Mr. Darlington, for someone who wields such, strength and power, to having spoken to the president and the Senate president and the speaker to ensure that they amend a law to accommodate his plea. Do you think that Nyesom Wike is then unstoppable with what's going on in Rivers State?
Let me tell you, the romance Wike had with the APC didn't start today.
Because this is him boldly making claim that I have been able to persuade the upper and lower chamber and the president to do my bidding, and they did my bidding, because that's exactly what this means. Okay. If something does not exist in law, you were able to make them even amend the law immediately to favor you, to accommodate your plea. What does that tell you?
Look, I have told you now that the romance Wike had with APC did not start just yesterday. He had been doing things for APC, and they recognize him for that fact. They see him as one of their own. Precious, get it. Remember when he came to Lagos and donated the 300 million or something? Abi, you think they didn't take notice of that? Remember when he was all over the place, gallivanting with the APC people? Didn't you see it? So if such a person should go to them and say, this is what I want, they will see him as one of their own. They will respond to his request. After all, when Odo people complained, was it not Odo people that said they want to one of their own there as a part of NDDC board? Remember, Odo people, they complained too. So was it the one that did it? It was not Wike. So whatever Wike got from APC is because of what later played out during the election. Didn't you see?
Going back to my question, Mr. David, do you not think that he has enough strength to also ensure that, the courts give him the executive orders and everything that he needs to ensure Fubara's impeachment? That's exactly why I played that audio. So we understand how powerful he is.
No, the only strength he has is Rivers people's money.
Oh wow!
That is what we're playing.
But that Rivers people money you claim also affected a federal appointment.
Remember, he had also made claims of having a good relationship or rapport with the judiciary, especially the present Supreme Court.
All this thing is all about money. Wike was using Rivers people's money to compromise our institution. That is the only power he has.
So what will stop him from having that money now? You think he doesn't have money anymore to do anything?
It is left for River people to allow him now. They have already told you that if they impeach the governor, there will be problem. Hell will be let loose. I was that one that said it. Ijeoma people, you had Asari Dokubo, you had the others in River State telling him. So let him go and impeach the man now, and let me see who will come and govern River State.
So, Mr. Darlington, I'll play another audio clip of Mr. Nyesom Wike vowing never to leave PDP. So do you still think that in the midst of all of this, and considering his personal vow and prayers, that he would eventually leave PDP? Let's take a listen to him say that.
I will never leave PDP. I will never disappoint PDP. Mm-hmm. If I disappoint PDP, I will never have peace in my life.
You have caused yourself.
Everything politics. It's not true. Everything cannot be politics. Yeah, credibility and dignity is important in life.
Now, the man has already
So he said that he would never know peace if he leaves PDP.
That is it. He has caused himself.
Do you think that this is the reason why he never eventually?
Exactly.
And there was also a time he said that APC was cancer. And that he
leave him. He has caused himself, but he didn't know. Now, can you tell me that we can go to bed and sleep now with what the crisis he has created in River State? He has caused himself ab initio. That is what is playing out now. He didn't know. He talks anyhow. He speaks from both sides of his mouth. Look at the crisis you are causing. Are you still claiming to be a saint? Is it possible? No. Can you probate and reprobate at the same time? You can't eat your cake and have it. What he has caused is enough for him to even leave PDP. The problem he has caused. If he now is succeed in impeaching the governor, Fubara, who will take over from him? Is it not an APC person? No, yes, now.
You know how that
so speaking about someone who talks too much, let's take a listen to what the present Rivers State governor had to say about talking and not talking too much.
We accountants, we are not lawyers.
You don't talk too much.
Talk. Full inside house. They know the people want it. I hear it. Our own is for talk and quick to action.
So was that a shade to the FCT minister?
Of course.
Did you hear what he said?
Yes.
He said we accountants, we don't talk too much like lawyers. They go talk full house without action.
Lawyer talk too much, Abi.
So that one hit you.
Okay, did I hit you a little bit?
You and your brother should be very careful. What are you
Oh
saying?
wow, did he just sink? He didn't notice that, right?
Now let me tell you.
Okay.
It comes with the training. When you argue a matter in court, it is your ability to win a case depends on your capacity to argue and convince the judge.
We're not telling you to explain why lawyers talk too
so
much.
that is where
We're
they-
looking at the shades.
Wike was never a practicing lawyer.
He never
practiced. He never practiced. But politics has entered into his head, and he has taken it too far. That is the problem with Wike. He talks anyhow. That is the problem he has. I don't know whether anybody have told him.
So does it mean that Sim is correct by saying you lawyers talk anyhow without action?
But does he talk without action?
He's talking to his governor.
Does he talk? Does Wike talk without action? Wike,
the action, all the action he has taken are negative. All this thing that he's saying he's doing this.
But he was one time your favorite too. I remember when you were supporting him.
Yes.
You are not in this show.
Hold on. When Wike was challenging Atiku for contesting after Buhari left office, I was aligning with him because I believe that he was fighting a good cause by saying that a northerner should not contest election after Buhari have just left office. He was the only one that was championing it. That was what he was saying, and people, because of that, people supported him in what he was doing, that Atiku should not contest being a northerner and a Fulani. That was the what we used to convince anybody or deceive everybody. But later now he changed the 360 degrees. That was when people started reading meaning into what he was doing. It means that ab initio, what he was fighting was not even Atiku or the position he want to occupy. Wike has his own agenda. Because if you are fighting, why then do you go and align with APC? That is, you see where the problem came in. Why didn't you allow telling them that you give them a president, but you Rivers will take governor? Are you God? Are you the one contesting the election?
All right, so promise.
So these are the things that made me to disagree with him. That means ab initio, he was in bed with APC while pretending to be in bed. Yes, now you can see. Yes, you can see what has played out. Why would this is the first time? This is the first time we are seeing this type of appointment, that a ruling party will give appointment to an opposition member.
But the president stated clearly that he would have an inclusive government.
Well, this Wike inclusion is not the proper one.
All right, so let's move to other conversations. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has dismissed a petition by the All Progressives Congress (APC) and its governorship candidate Aisha Binani Dahiru. The petition sought to nullify the election of Ahmadu Fintiri as governor of Adamawa State. The court, in its judgment today, Monday, held that the Adamawa governorship election petition tribunal was right in declaring Fintiri winner of the poll. You know what played out during that election.
Of course,
so are you surprised to?
I am not. You see, when a court has given a good judgment, you don't need to doubt or argue it.
Is it because it's not in favor?
It's not.
Is it because
they gave look? It would have been impossible for court to give this into Binali. It would have been impossible.
All right. So moving forward to other conversations.
It was impossible.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has inaugurated the board and management team for the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) at the State House Abuja. According to Daily Post, there's a report that Pius Akinyelure is the new non-executive board chairman of the company. Malam Melekiere retained his position as the group chief executive officer of the NNPCL. Others include Alhaji Umar Isa Al-Ajia, the chief financial officer, and Ledum Mite. Oh, you know Ledum Mite? Non-executive director. Others are Musa Tumsa, non-executive director, Mr. Galit Mohammed, non-executive director, Professor Mustafa Aliyu, non-executive director, David Ogbodo, non-executive director, Miss Eunice Thomas, non-executive director, Mr. Okokon Ekaneme Odo, permanent secretary, and Federal Ministry of Finance, and Gabriel Aduda, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources. These are the people. Mr. Darlington, do you?
I have an issue with this board appointment, seriously.
What's the issue you have?
Precious, for God's sake. NNPC is not a limited liability company, more like a private entity.
Absolutely.
Why is government interfering and appointing board for a company that they have removed their hand from? Please, can somebody explain to me? Maybe I don't know what I'm saying. Nobody have explained to Nigeria what the federal government has with an NPC. Seriously, I don't know why everybody has kept quiet with all this rot going on in NPC.
But you know that the Ministry of Finance and which other ministry again? I mean, is it not the Petroleum Ministry also have majority shares in the company? So
that is the more reason why the government should explain to us who is running an NPC. Because initially, when they removed their hand from that place and made it a limited liability company, they said that Nigerians can have shares. Pressure, do you have shares in an NPC? No, does any Nigeria have one single share from an NPC? So all this while, who have been running an NPC? Who has been signing the checks?
So moving on.
Mr. Darlington, let's move on to
the corruption there. I cannot even explain it. I have never seen this type of thing before. That place is a heaven for corruption. Mm-hmm. That is why every president want to be minister of petroleum. Nobody is talking about it. I don't know why.
You're more like re-echoing what Sanusi Lamido Sanusi said.
That is the corruption. Right. And you are telling me that you have come to right the wrongs.
All right, promise very quickly, please.
So Timi Frank, former Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the APC, says many Nigerians cannot afford to buy foodstuffs and drinks to celebrate the Yuletide. In a statement on Monday, Frank said the economic hardship and hunger Nigerians have faced in the past 6 months is more than that of any time in history of this country. He said the economic condition of the country has worsened under President Tinubu. Quoting him, he said, "This is going to be the first Christmas to be celebrated by Nigerians under Tinubu's administration, but it's going to be the worst and a nightmare for Nigerians because they cannot even afford foodstuff and drinks to celebrate the Yuletide." And he went further to say, "Naira scarcity is biting harder. Nigerians now buy Naira before they can use Naira. They cannot afford a bag of rice under his government because the cost is way above 30,000. It's about 70,000 Naira now, right?
Salaries, 70,000 for the bag of rice.
Salaries are not being paid. Now, new minimum wage. No new minimum wage. Wage award do not it's not there. No cash transfer.
They stopped it. They stopped it after September payment.
No cash transfer to vulnerable Nigerians after taking a World Bank. There was supposed to be cash transfer to some people, certain level of Nigerians who are under the poverty line level, right? And he's saying that didn't happen. Whatever they have saved have been eroded by inflationary pressures, which now stands at over 28%, and the high cost of petroleum products following abruptly removal of fuel subsidy since May. Mr. Darlington,
remember,
is the economy biting?
It is more
biting
than, it is more than biting. Even do you know that some members of APC, they are leaving this government?
This man he used to be an APC.
Yes, now he used to be, yes, but presently Alanta Adamu, he said he no longer.
Yes, he said he has washed his hands off anything that has to do with politics. Yes, the former APC National Working Committee
Minister of Labour, Lalong, is left it for National Assembly.
He has gone to the Senate.
Good.
But he's still in APC.
Then Omahi left the National Assembly to ministerial appointment. I don't understand.
Good. You can see that gradually they know what is going on, but they don't want to confront Tinubu. That's why they are gradually want to, excuse themselves from his government. Remember, that Lukman. Remember what Lukman said about this same government, and what the other man said, that the president is only interested in the money, not the governance. He said it. He didn't come to govern. He's only interested in the money, and that's why the economy is down, and he's not bothered.
All right.
So for members of the party to be saying all these things, there are things they have seen.
All right, so let's move to another conversation. The presidential candidates of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, in the last presidential election, yesterday, Sunday, said he was being threatened for rejecting mind-blowing offers made to him. Obi maintained he is ready to go through anything. The former Anambra State governor did not reveal the identity of the individuals or groups who made him the offers anyway. So he made the claim while fielding questions as a guest on X Space organized by Parallel Facts. Obi insisted that he was not afraid of death and would always be on the right path. Quoting him now, he says, "I can tell you the offers that I get today is mind-blowing. On the other way around, for refusing the offer, who what they want to do to me is also very frightening. But I am ready to go through anything. As I keep telling people, when they say, Peter Obi, you're putting your life in danger. If I die at 60 something, I did not die a young person. Some people died in their 20s, 30s, and even 40s. And I have kids who are now graduates and doing their things. If I go today, it's fair enough. As long as I don't deviate from these things that I said from the day I decided to go in government. I will always be on the right path. Then while responding to questions that's got to do with goodwill Akpabio rather, he did mention something about that Godswill Akpabio, the president, being an uncommon person,
and he doesn't respond to uncommon. You know, the Senate president one time shaded him with the elections and how he lost the election and all of that. So when he asked question, he responded by saying that the man is an uncommon man and he doesn't respond to uncommon people.
All right, Mr. Darlington.
Was that a shade, Mr. Darlington, from Obi?
Please, somebody should clap for Peter Obi for me. I have always said it that, look, when you see a man who is determined to do something good, you don't need anybody to tell you. I'm telling you, there are people who will get this offer. Overnight, you will be asking yourself, what happened? And they will come and do press conference and they excuse it and explain that they have looked at the Tinubu's agenda, that he has seen that he has a very good plan for Nigeria. I have decided so therefore to join him so that he can realize his agenda. Is that not what they normally say?
He's also insinuating. He's also insinuating that he said something about them trying to do something to him because he rejects the offer. What do you see a danger ahead of?
Let me tell you. I must make this very clear. Let me tell you. Do you know what caused the Rwanda matter? It was when the plane of their president was shot down by the other terrorist group in that country. That was what made the head to break loose in Rwanda. Do you know what caused the death of Gaddafi? It was when a grocery seller got tired of what was happening and set himself on fire. So, people should learn. I have always said that history does not repeat itself. It is men that repeat history. All this, I will kill you. It's not everybody that you will kill and get free or go free. When Otokoto was doing what he was doing in Owerri, that man has been doing evil since the 70s. But on the 23rd of November 1996, he killed a young boy, 11-year-old boy. Ikechukwu Anyanwu. That was what brought his end. Look at that, 11-year-old boy. What is his name? The hitman for Abacha, Sergeant Rogers. He said there was a time they needed a virgin for sacrifice in Aso Rock. They went into town. The young lady they got, the young girl of 7 years that they got, that even when the head was cut off, the head was saying, "Don't kill me, oh, I am the only child of my parents." Oh, he said while he was testifying at Oputa panel, that sound, that statement was still ringing in his head. At Oputa panel, look at the distance, look at the date. So it is not every head you can cut. Oh, even God said it. Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. That was what God said. Go and ask anybody who have crossed that line what happened to him.
All right, yeah. Okay, so you want to run that quickly, very quickly, please.
Nnamdi Kanu's counsel says something. Special counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the IPOB, Aloy Ejimakor, on Monday alleged that President Bola Tinubu is behind the non-release of Biafra agitator and not the judiciary. Quoting section 174 of the Constitution, Ejimakor said Tinubu can direct the Attorney General of the Federation to stop Kanu's trial because the box stops at his table. Posting on his Twitter handle, his ex handle, he said, quoting him, "It's the president, not the court, that is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu." Section 174 of the Constitution says, and he went on and on, and he said Tinubu can direct the AGF to stop the trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ejimakor also furthered the claim of One Nigeria, alleging that Igbos are being punished for voting the Labour Party. And Peter Obi.
Okay, all right, Mr. Darlington, quickly, please, because we need to bring it. I think that's fine. Sorry.
You see, that is a fact. Precious, as I talk to you today, there is 103 files of high-profile corruption cases that Magu complained that this former attorney general took from his office, and he sat on it up to today. Those cases have not seen the light of day. As I speak to you today, there are 400 names of those who are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. The federal government sat on those cases. They've not talked about it. The AGF can enter, nully prosecute. Every government have done it. They have done in several cases. There are several cases I can reel out here now.
Right,
that the federal government said we don't want to prosecute. Remember, listen very well. Remember, when this Baraje wanted to contest Senate president, the 25 billion naira that EFCC was prosecuting him for ended up in the court. They didn't know when the AGF went to court and entered that nully prosecute against the Baraje. So when the FCC came to court, say they came for that case, the judge asked them which case. They said the battle between this person and they said which case. Is it not two people that your government have already entered that they know they withdrawn the case? That was where EFCC learned that the case had been withdrawn, so that they will leave him. Are you getting it? They traded him off because they didn't want him to contest that Senate president against Lawan. That was what happened. So I can give you instances.
All right,
so this case of Nnamdi Kanu, I agree with Ejimako.
Okay.
I 100% agree with him.
All right, Lagos phone lines are now officially open. Let's begin to take your thoughts and reactions because I don't have so much time, so we can also run through our step down conversation for today. Number is open 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 9039. That's the WhatsApp line, but the direct line to reach us with is 0700 903 903 903. We'll be back to take your calls and reactions after this break. Stay with us.
The Board of Trustees, management team, and entire members of Neke Development Foundation in issues of local government area of Enugu State cordially invite sons and daughters, in-laws, friends, well-wishers, and all good people of goodwill to a launch of their 100 million naira fundraiser for the construction of an ultra-modern medical center in the community. We solicit your financial support to help realize the dream of efficient healthcare service delivery in Neke and its environs. Date, Saturday, December 30, 2023. Venue, project site, Ikem Road, Uzohu, Neke, in Isuza local government area of Enugu State. Time, 1 p.m. NDF, for a better progressive community. Announcer, NDF Management Team.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
Lagos, you are welcome back. It is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM, 1 minute past the 8 p.m. mark right here in our studio. The phone lines are now open 0700 903 903 903 and 0700 903 9039. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. My name is Jonathan, calling from London.
Jonathan, you're welcome. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, sir. Barrister Darlington.
How do you do this? That you're our first caller all the time.
Beat everybody to
I was
this?
just going to say that. How do you do this?
Jonathan, are you using juju?
Just juju.
No. Everybody the queue now.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, sir. When everybody want queue, you too queue now.
Abi. Okay.
That's so Fubara to queue.
Abi.
Yes, sir. So you don't go. I'm happy that the rivers indigenous is on the table. So so we are getting the clearer picture of what is happening at home there.
Yes.
So, Barrister, I apologize on behalf of Fubara talking like that to lawyers.
I'm telling you. In fact,
I know you are.
No,
I can see your expression when you said that the lawyer can talk too much.
Don't worry. The sisters are here. I know what to do.
Which sisters? Ooh, Fubara sisters. Okay.
Let me quickly make my contribution, sir. There is two things that the press are not talking about, sir. This Jega said that Nigeria is a failing state. And this 19 northern state meeting, so there's a lot of background things going on against the government now. So, but it's quite difficult for anybody to preempt.
You know that now, right?
You see,
I mean, this president prides with the fact that they were voted majorly by the North.
What they are looking for, they have not seen it now. Because I remember El-Rufai going to meet Buhari the other day, and whenever those two meet, you can be sure of what they are talking about.
And El-Rufai got a chieftaincy title. I mean,
so, and you know, El-Rufai did not get appointment here. Oh. He didn't get appointment to. He cannot be very happy.
So there's a lot of ripple effects, and since INEC and judiciary has brought anarchy now, everybody has resorted to self-help. So it will be more brutal going forward. So that's my own contribution. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. No, he has run away. He ran away.
Jonah. Okay. All right. More calls, please. 0700 903 903 903 and 0700 903 9039. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Welcome. What's your name and where are you calling from? Your name is what? We didn't get your name though.
Kingsley.
Kingsley, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you. Hello, Kingsley. Are you there?
Hello. Change your position. No. We can't hear you. No, we can't. This thing is breaking up. No. Change your position.
Unfortunately, we can't hear you. You can try to call us on WhatsApp. Perhaps I would go through. Hello, good evening to you.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, welcome. Go ahead. What's your name? Where are you coming from?
My name is Ebuka from Isolo.
Ebuka from Isolo.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Darlington.
Good evening.
Yes, what I have to add here is Mr. Wike is getting out of the line. He's overdoing this thing. Making like someone who is seen from afar. You have so much regard for the person. You respect this person so much. But when they open their mouth and start talking, whatever regard you have for them just vanishes. That is what Wike is just doing. His excessive talking now is making him to lose relevance day by day, and it's not healthy for him. Now, talking about the other barrister that mentioned that Igbos are being punished, something like that, for voting Obi, he should also consider that there are other people who are not Igbos who voted for Peter Obi. Why aren't they facing the same punishments as meted out allegedly to Igbos? That is my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
The majority of the vote are from the Igbo states. That's the majority.
All right, so promise, let's run through some messages very quickly as fast as we can.
Chinedi from Badagry says, we all can see the type of dirty politics we run in this country. Very raw. You're saying a lot. And how do we prove to the outside world that we are civilized? One man is telling the whole world that he is in charge of putting anybody in position with his own money. What a shame and corrupt nation. State money being used carelessly with pride and impunity by one man. What a show of insanity. One man rubbing shit on the nation's face. Democracy, my foot, you said there. And this says, good evening, Mr. Darlington and PMP. Please don't disturb yourselves about Wike when God wants to reveal things to people he loves, you mean he can use even among the committer of the evil without the person knowing that's the work of God.
All right, Miss Ola says, okay, thank you, Miss Ola, appreciate you. He sends his greetings to Promise and Darlington. Thank you, Miss Ola. And yes, go ahead.
From Chicago.
Okay, you took the message already from Kelechi from Oshodi.
I don't think so.
All right, this is good evening, PMP Barrister Darlington. My take on this is your book of lamentation of Nigeria is if Mr. Darlington is not going to come to studio on 25th of December, I will not eat that day. He says, or if I tune in my radio and at 7 o'clock and I did not hear Mr. Darlington, I break my radio that day until I return before I'll go and buy new one. It's a promise. You be like say you don't they decide of Darlington, because I could remember the day you told Mr. Darlington that he's bias analysis or something like that. Well, you said a lot. Yes.
We disagree to agree. That one is not an issue.
All right. You say truth is precious. I thank God for your village people who they don't release your voice.
Oba Fidelis from Alimosho said, a very wonderful evening to you, P Square and Mr. Darlington. Anchored by the APC, APC woman leader Precious, with her party think tank, promise and extraordinary greetings to the People's Barrister. And Wike's stomach has expanded to X maximum, soon to burst. Why are you people, APC building strong men than strong institutions, mediating in state problems in Ondo and River State, indirectly caused by the mediator? Let Governor Fubara expose all the secret financial wrongdoings of his predecessor and his former accountant. Please, in as much as suffering in Nigeria knows no political parties, we all shall arise without delay to reclaim our country. They are now attacking H.E. Peter Obi for telling him the truth, corrupt CJN appointing his junior brother to be auditor to NJC. Wike has already caused himself from his utterances.
Yes.
Precious,
Right.
Your brother Asari Dokubo is in River State, is in Riverine, crying to Tinubu for not remembering him. Oba Fidelis.
All right, thank you so much. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, Sister Precious.
Good evening, welcome. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening, Sister Promise.
Good evening, sir. You're welcome.
Sir.
Well done.
Merry Xmas and Happy New Year to all of you in advance.
Amen.
Wish you the same.
God bless you. My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abaronja in Ikosu.
There's a lot of noise where you are, so you help us make it quick. You're welcome, Peter. Go ahead.
Okay. So as I was saying, I've been listening to Barrister Darlington, and I've always liked his analysis, the way he talks against APC and of course Tinubu in particular. But I want to ask him a question, please, if you can answer it. That is from Imo State. Assuming tomorrow they somehow, through the federal government, tell his state, Imo State, to bring him in as a commissioner so that he can act very well. Then from there he may come to federal government without him knowing all this land that is being appointed through the federal government to his own state, Imo State. Will he accept the offer?
Unfortunately, this is actually not a quick session for Mr. Darlington anyway, because you took our time just to ask Mr. Darlington a question instead of reacting to the conversation that we have.
Please, you had here now that Obi had been given mouth-watering offer and he turned it down.
So Mr. Darlington, he's
so
asking.
we have men of principle. Do you know what I've gone through myself? Do you know? That is not relevant. There are people who have turned down offers under this, even under Buhari. Yes, now, because when you work with these people, you state your name. Mention any of them that work with all these people that came out clean. Look at Wike now. Right. So there are people who cherish their name.
All right. Hello,
it's not about money.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Precious and Promise.
You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brother.
God will continue to bless you.
Amen.
Please go ahead and tell us your name, please.
Amen.
Thank you.
My name is Mon. I'm calling from Solere.
You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
I want to talk on the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. Do you know why Nigeria is not progressing? Have you seen any family where injustice reigns progress?
It's not possible.
Never. As long as Nigeria that is under some tribes since Igbos as an enemy and did not see them as partner in progress, Nigeria will never go forward. It's a fact. Where there is no justice and fairness and equity, there will not be progress. There will not be peace. There are many thousands of Nnamdi Kanu. Let them continue to hold him there until the government changes their tactics and come to the truth and make do what is right. We cannot continue this way. For how long will Nigeria continue this way? Since after the Civil War, has Nigeria progressed? Where is the federal government present in the southeast? Why is it that they get that when they are talking about one Nigeria, is the southeasterners that know what to call one Nigeria in the practical aspect, not in the theory? They go to any village, to any state, buy land, build house. Are they building house there for them to go?
All right, thank you.
They are the ones practicing one Nigeria. Not what we say in the book.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Hello, good evening. God bless you.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, good evening. Richard from Germany.
Richard, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, beautiful ladies, and Mr. What's his name again? Darlington, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Darlington. My brief, comment is about Wike. Honestly, what is happening in Nigeria is not democracy. 99% of Nigerian politicians can't even be elected anywhere in Senate countries.
I'm telling you, you're right.
There's no way. 99.9.
You're right.
Of all Nigerian politicians, from the south to the east to the west to the north, none of them. They are men of none. I don't want to use this thing, but they are just not politicians. They are not honest. What Wike is doing, and the likes of Wike are doing in Nigeria, is shameful.
Very, very.
I left Nigeria in 1991 when it was, I think it was Babangida then, and the life was so beautiful then. What I changed dollar was 19 naira. 1991, I changed. In fact, I was looking for where I could get cheaper, but the cheapest I got was 19 naira against $1. That was 1991 at Marine. And look at how the politicians has brought Nigeria on its nail. How Nigerians are suffering because of selfish and self-centered politicians who have no shame. They have no shame.
All right. That'll be enough. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
People are angry. Even people outside here.
We understand that we are all angry, but we must keep some decorum, please.
Even the man that is in Germany is crying for us.
Please, let's understand that. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Welcome. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is David.
David, where are you calling from?
Yes, good evening. I'm calling from Egwuatu.
Go ahead, David, very quickly.
Yes, please. I have to say something. Actually, I expect a little bit of moderation from your guest. I don't know if it's colleague, Mr. Darlington. Can you listen? Can you hear me?
We are hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay, even a child can see that he's a Labour Party supporter. It's so obvious. I expect a little bit of moderation. Yes, we all have our biases, but it is so obvious.
Okay, have you supported your party? Have you called in to support any political party and I stopped you? Have you heard anybody? Have you heard anybody? He's a guest. He's not the owner of the show. He's not a host. He's a guest. No, as a guest, he's not a presenter. No, he's not. He is not a presenter. You're getting it wrong. He's not a presenter. He doesn't have any affiliation with the station. He is a guest on the show.
But if he's passing his opinion as fact, he is already almost indirectly calling Wike a murderer. That's the truth.
He did not call Wike murderer. He said, no way. No, you can't say that on national radio. No, not indirectly. There's nothing like directly on the radio. Where did he mention that? He said if those accusations were true, that it is fair that the government revisits that case.
Yes, as long as mother is involved.
You guys stop being emotional. You now are being very emotional. You the caller. You the caller. You are being emotional. That's what you're doing. I have a very bad voice and I don't want to stress myself. You are being emotional. He only called on the police and the government to look into it.
As long as
if that accusation is anything to go by, because this is a murder case and it's a serious accusation. So are you saying that he should keep blind eyes and not call for a further investigation because Wike is involved? Is that what your suggestion would be?
Just because.
And if that happens to be his take or his stand, would you say that he's been fair in his analysis?
Can you imagine?
If he had said that, I listen to him. And look, his supporters are always on me whenever I stop him from saying things. I always stop him when I feel like he's going overboard. Because he's a national radio, so I can't let him say some things. So in case you're new to this show, I stop him from saying some things when I feel he's going overboard. But he is well within his rights to have his opinion on his affiliation. That's why he's a guest. And that's why he's not a presenter in this show. And that is why you would not have me, the presenter, have any affiliation. I don't support anybody. I'm Buhari, and for everybody and for nobody. That's what I am in this show like this. And that's why they call me APC women leader. Because no excuses.
Well, the man have nothing
even the
to
APC
say.
Kukuma, I don't like. The Labour Party, I don't like. I don't like anybody. That's why I am.
Nothing to say. They don't
so
want
please,
to
you guys, when you calling like this, you guys please now. Why do you guys keep doing this? So if you had supported, you know that, oh please, let's leave Wike out of this. Let's not probe him. Those are baseless accusations. Would you say he has done good?
I wonder.
Why are we like this now?
No, I don't know when they started liking Wike because they jumped to APC.
I am Mr. Darlington. Please let me read my messages. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, and I run through some messages very quickly. Yusi from Ijego says, "Good evening, Precious. Precious and Darlington. Promise. Imagine the Ogoni people what Ogoni people are going through in terms of pollution, and somebody is comfortably seated on the money mapped out for what is that is unbelievable." That's what he said. Well, we really can't tell if that accusation is true or not. And this is Mr. Darlington. Stop saying. They say you're saying rubbish. They say Bola Ige was the first opposition party that got appointment. Your hate for APC will Dan. They say that Wike is not the first opposition person that got appointment. That Bola Ige was. So you should stop saying that.
No. Considering the role he played in Rivers, did the Bola Ige play the role Wike played for APC Rivers? Bola Ige was given that appointment on merit. And Obasanjo did it to stop him from torpedoing his political ambition at home. And you saw what played out. Obasanjo brought to Bola Ige in so that he can keep an eye on him. He knows that if Bola Ige left behind, he can rally around the southwest against him. Was it not what happened when Bola Ige came during Obasanjo's second time and said he wanted to contest? What happened to Bola Ige then? Precious, what happened to Bola Ige when he wanted to go and contest against Obasanjo? What happened to him?
So let me go back to my
People
messages.
just talk anyhow.
All right, Peter, Mr. Darlington Biko, your national radio, okay?
Let him.
Peter from Ikeja says, "Good evening, Precious, Promise, and Mr. Darlington. If truly Wike is complicit in the $300 million Ogoni cleanup funds and the murder of DPO, the people of Rivers should, seek for justice." That's what you're trying to say. Wike, like many politicians, is not above the law. With this present government, no justice can be served. Well, that's what you think, but there can be justice. And then he says, in as much as I didn't want or wouldn't vote for a northerner for president, I never took the word of Wike serious during the election because I knew he was talking out of selfish interest and gullible people were hailing him, saying he's fighting for the South. Can they now see what he was, that he was only fighting for his own stomach, working for a party he condemned and called cancer? You can see what such a man, you said a lot.
It is good.
Can we see such a man has integrity?
Yes, it is good. It is good we allow him to expose himself before you start condemning him. All
right, and then he says, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, over the studio. I'm Christian from Ilasamaja. Concerning my P2B being threatened to accept a big offer, P2B is very distinguished gentleman. He's not too cheap to join a corrupt Okay. Well, you said a lot. We appreciate you. You're winning your right to have to make a comment. Leo from Lagos says, "Promise and Precious and Darlington, I don't have much to talk about the threat against P2B by some people you term evil, and we are praying that something bad should not happen to him, because if they cause that may cause imminent disintegration of Nigeria." That's what you think. And then this says, "Good evening, Mr. P, and I also greet the barrister in the studio. Wike thinks he is God. He forgot that nobody lives forever." Victor from Afoluku sent in that message. And then this says, "Mr. Darlington has spoken well concerning the threat of P2B. It is only the truth about the threat. Every one of them doing that threat to P2B should understand that simple advice. Then for Wike, he has done a lot of things against himself unknowingly. Chinemere from Agbara Sentinel message. And then, all right, and this here says, my name is Emmanuel. I really enjoy Darlington, and any day he's in the studio, he always says the truth. May God continue to protect him. That's what you said. Okay, and then he says, oh wow, quite lengthy. Hello PNP. On NPCL and subsidy issue, it seems obvious that the Tinubu teamship is deliberately lying in the Nigerians that subsidy for fuel has been resolved since 29th of May, while all economic indications and reality suggest otherwise. My question is it normal for the government through NPCL to be lying to Nigerians? Surely any minimum independent investigation can confirm the truth. Well, you said a lot. Well, we all know where you're heading to, right? And this says, good evening PNP. Peter Obi should stop overheating the polity. Who is offering him something? He should mention names, or else we no go take him serious. That's what you're saying. And then this says, Egege from Agege says, did I hear that someone claimed that Igbos are being punished because they voted for Peter Obi? I vehemently disagree with that claim. This is because LP's Obi that he was overwhelmingly voted for by all Nigerians, north, south, east, and west. He said, right. I think Kano is being upheld by the government based on Buhari, the former president's instruction. Okay. He said, remember President Tinubu said he would continue from where Buhari stopped. And then he says, good evening, Double P. Anybody that believes that Peter Obi said would believe all the allegation against Wike, Obi should start mentioning names if he wants us to take him serious. Whenever he speaks, I will preach strong institutions by Darlington is now, okay, if we all preach strong institutions, why Darlington is now calling Tinubu to intervene? Why is Darlington now calling Tinubu to now intervene on the judiciary or in Kano's case? Olu from Badagry said so.
Yeah, because they have done it before. Okay. I said they have done it before. Okay. I gave examples of where the government have done it before. Even outside here, government used to intervene when they want to settle a very naughty case, because the government have no case against Nnamdi Kanu. They are just detaining him for nothing. That's what we are saying here. All the courts have released Nnamdi Kanu. So why haven't the government done the needful? We are not talking about people. When you want to argue with me, please come with a better argument. I will welcome it. I said it here that the government have done it for several people, and I gave examples.
All right. And then he says, Mr. Darlington, don't bother yourself with your obvious bias comment by some colors tonight. It's obvious that they are part of that voted the present administration into power, and you said that. And what is wrong if they voted the present administration? They have the right to who they want to vote for.
I wonder.
Please.
I wonder.
And then this is coming from Wosu Paul in Agoda Larry. And then he says, hello P and Darlington, I want to point towards our brothers from East. Please, why is it that we always calling the federal government when their governors are busy turning their funds into personal funds? They should take the fight to their state governors. Development of the East should be done by their governors. Look at what OT is doing in Abia State. Tony sent in that message from Chicago. And then they said, oh wow, this is so late. I want to finish me. Good evening, Pretty Precious Promise and Barrister Darlington. Compliments of the season. The name of the 11-year boy to killed was Ike Chukwuokonkwo. Yes. And not Ike Chukwuokonkwo.
You're right. You're right.
Said, nice analysis by Mr. Darlington. Yeah, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. All right, going back to the phone line, see if we can. Okay, here I did say, former president of Germany, Christian Wolf, reassigned because of 700 fight tickets that his business friend bought for him. Resigned because of the 700 that his business friend bought for him. This is how honorable politicians are. Politicians are honorable in Germany. Are you serious? Hello, good evening to you. Hello. All right, promise you want to run us through some YouTube messages very quickly.
This says, good evening, Miss P. Your voice is back to normal. If you turn off Mr. Darlington's mic again, he will press a button. He will press a button that will mute your voice till next week. Better behave. Tony said Peter Odili will fail on this move. Anthony King says Peter Odili will fail indeed. How? Because he's mediating or trying to mediate. Kene Ezike says, good evening, Precious Promise and Mazi Darlington. Glad to hear your voice. Are you on call?
Yes, I'm on call. All right, hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, Precious Faulkner.
Good evening, you're welcome.
Faulkner.
Hi, what's going on? Yes, myself, Mr. Darlington. How you doing? Pray on Promise. Hello, hi, good evening to you.
Hey, Faulkner, welcome.
Hey, welcome.
All right, good. So, Mr. Darlington, one thing that I think that you have to understand is that certain Nigerians are not well informed. And once they're not well informed, they tend to accuse. They tend when you have a guest and a broadcaster or journalist, they cannot distinguish between those two. And this is where it comes in that you start talking about when people study, they really don't understand certain things. And these are the major problems that we are having every single day in Nigeria, that someone can call you and start saying stuff. But you see, we have to educate ourselves very much well. And this is where the parts that the country is going now, and the fact that if we still don't understand where we are as people, it will be very difficult for things to be done in the right way and set right. You've said everything that you're supposed to say, Mr. Darlington. Whoever that wants to understand, that wants to tap your knowledge, they can tap it. But some, they are not going to tap. So like that, just like my own part, I can really say. I really don't want to talk about Wike or anything. Let's continue to live long, and hopefully everything will get better.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Faulkner. Faulkner, I appreciate you. So this message says, Ugo from Okoto says, what's the meaning of ab initio?
From the beginning.
From the beginning, I wanted to say that, so it means it's actually coined from a Latin word, from the beginning. Yeah. So go ahead.
Paul says, good evening, guys. Wike donated 300 million to Lagos State government last year, and Middle Peace says you're all the same. That is why no solution in Nigeria with Nigerians, but the people eat their cakes and have it. You said a lot, and Kenneth Osa Peter said Wike can only sleep now with the help of his old whiskey. Truman Thinkwell said, Precious, please, I am looking for a wife. So you're not a wife?
No, I think they meant you, because they mentioned the lady in yellow. So not me.
And then Amarachi says Wike would never know peace in his life. Wike day your day, make I day my day. Do you have a business with him? Amarachi. And Truman Thinkwell says, I love that lady.
You love the lady on yellow. Ngwa, say it now with your full chest.
Oh, okay. You come through me.
Mr. Darlington, it wasn't the first time for the opposition member holding position or working with the ruling party. Do you remember? But yes, we talked about that.
We have trashed that one.
Please promise, what was the decision of the Supreme Court on the case between Peter Mba and Enugu State versus Right Honorable Chijioke Jonathan Oga? Find out. And good evening. Andy K1 says, good evening, Double P and D Darlington. Let us assume Wike is indicted on this accusation. Do you think the president will not sweep it under the carpet? And you put a whole lot of laughing emojis there. You laugh in your tongues. And Tony says, because of their docility, they can never see money to buy food. They can they never see anything. You're talking about people that voted. Is it everybody that voted for one party? Middle Peace said, Nigeria, get Nigeria. They don't see us as somebody. Chuku Ekwe says, good evening, Precious and Promise. I grease you all. Now, God, hand with day. Go ahead.
Hello,
good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Help me quench the voice for your radio now. Quench it, brother.
Okay. Yes, I'll stop it.
Thank you.
My name is Mr. Amade. My name is Mr. Amade, calling from Ejibo.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
You see, all these things we are talking, it's not something that is laughable, because this country is thinking. This country is. You see that this case of Port Harcourt, we see how the judiciary will handle it. It will marvel you that this 26 House of Assembly, you will see the way the judges are going to give the judgment. That makes people that know that there's no government in this country. There's no judiciary in this country.
There is government, there's judiciary. No. You will be sincere to and know that there's government and judiciary under your national radio.
Okay, I agree with you.
Thank you.
You see why? Because these people, when they are ruling, at the end of the ruling, nobody will call them to come and give their stewardship of ruling. Therefore, everybody will do everything alike. That is why Wike is doing like this. You know that the government in question, APC, can never give judgment against him. Mark it somewhere. This is what I want to say. Thank you.
All right. Entitled to your opinion. Thank you. All right. Comrade Godfrey from Surrey says, good evening, Precious. Precious, how many times did you call me? 3 times, my lord. Say, this national radio you keep making sacrosanct. Is this the same Nigerian national entity that has been by these crops of politicians we have now? What national are you referring to? In fact, it's not only the likes of Wike that are not having any atom of but also those who call you to defend them. Calm down, brother, calm down.
Middle Peace says Nigeria is bigger than Obi. Obi can't change anything. You said, why are you people not fighting for the conception of a people? Never. And only to talk and run off their mouth. Be straight. I don't understand this your angle. Goldin Obadi said, we will continue to say that Nigeria has been marked for total and so that the Lord of hosts.
All right, this is good evening, PMP. May God bless Darlington. You are the man of truth. Please have a good rest and do not bother your head too much about Nigeria issue. Mrs. Uju calling from Oshodi. And then he says, good evening, Mr. Darlington and Precious. Precious, thank God your voice sound well today. Please, we have a few days to cross over. Please. The last person that will enter, remember to lock the gates with padlock and chains. Those who don't like progress don't go follow us enter the new year.
Madrakon Kema column says, pretty Precious and Promise and Oga Darlington compliment of the season. And Wike knows that his relevance to Tinubu is hinged on how well he has control over River State. Middle Peace say, you think I will come to your expectations? I don't understand. Middle Peace, I really do not understand your comment. I don't understand the beginning to the end. And the Madrakon Kimakulum says Nigeria cannot move forward without answering the Igbo questions. Collins Aguneye said, is this life? Yes, we're alive. And Kene Ezike says, yes, they are alive. And Andy Kaguma says, however, I am totally against things that Nnamdi Kanu has said in his radio broadcast, stirring up hate and violence. Unless Nnamdi is ready to drop his secessionist agenda, he should not be freed. Inisko Ujugo said, in Nigeria, there is that is impossible. You're talking about the Kanu case and Promise.
No, let us
I'm okay.
Mr. Darlington, we'll have more messages, please. Let's read it quickly.
Hold on, let me finish. Hold on, so you just summarize.
Just hold your breath small, please.
Yes. Cleopatra says Nigerians should call out the governors, ask them how they are spending their money. Stop calling the president alone. And Middle Peace says, but where are they when the people and land suffer like hell in Nigeria? Your talk is always, your comments are, I don't know, it's always
so let me quickly run through some messages here. Casey from Heaven says, good evening everyone, please can someone go back to Wike and play back some of his videos where he says APC is that and this, and he says how can no law probe former governors that embezzled state funds. These accusations are so disheartening about Wike. That's what this says. And this says, why will Wike will not have peace unless he did the needful. Ufoma from Ilasamajano.
Good evening. This says, good evening, Madam Precious. Promise and pretty patience. Yes, and peace. My own concern here is to let those who are threatening Peter Obi with those humongous offer that let them threaten him anyhow. It is sound of warning. Let them try whatever they say they can, and they will. Then this country no go contain all. Okay. So the country won't contain.
All right. So Tony from Ijegu says, Mr. Darlington, let me finish this message. Sorry. Tony from Ijegu says, it is a shame that those that are attacking Barrister Darlington are those eating from the crumbs of the government, whereas people can feed fat if the country is good for all. Are we all not suffering it right now? Anyone that has facts among them should come on radio and tell us one good thing this government has done for us since inception. Thanks.
Anthony from Okota, I'm not going to say what you said Nigeria is. I will not say.
We will not say. So, Mr. Darlington, you wanted to say something?
Yes, please. For people who do not know, one British politician, Winston Churchill, he once said that it is better to judge than Winston to war. Yeah. Yes. Now, when Nnamdi Kanu was talking from Britain, where he was based, when he was speaking on radio, please, can you compare the peace in the land between that time and when it was a rendition from Kenya? Do you know that it was when Nnamdi Kanu was taken into custody and the treatment he was given?
So, Mr. Darlington, somebody mentioned about the kind of incisive statements you were making. Are you saying that you were in support of those incisive statements?
I'm coming.
Calling a country a zoo and all of that. Are you in support of it?
Please, hold on, please.
Okay.
If you want to go by what Nnamdi Kanu said, mention one thing that is outside outside the truth that he said and mention one thing he said that has not come to
did he speak down on the country that he belongs to or not? Do you support those things? That's what someone is saying.
Hold on.
That the manner at which he was attacking the image of the country was bad. Are you saying that you're in support of him calling the country a zoo, that Nigeria is this, Nigeria
what
is that?
is the image of the country now? What is the image of the country now? So, Mr.
Darlington, you're subtly supporting the way the manner at which... Now, say it with your full chest now. You're subtly in support of the manner that Nnamdi Kanu went, on with his agitation.
What happened?
Calling Nigerian names. Your support of it.
What happened? What brought about those things?
I need to go to a break here.
No, what happened to the thing that is going on in the north now? Was it called by Nnamdi Kanu?
So you're subtly supporting the things that
I am asking you a question. What happened in the north? Was it called by Nnamdi Kanu?
Nobody is asking.
Was it called by Nnamdi Kanu?
Nobody said it cost anything, but we're saying that
so what are you saying? Why are you persecuting him?
Are you supporting the manner of approach? That's the question.
What did he say that people have not said what is it now?
Really?
The worst thing has been said in the north.
So, Mr. Darlington,
some people are even killing.
It to what the former,
some people carry money to go and pay people from killing others in this country.
Comparing Nnamdi Kanu's statement.
What did he say? What did he say that will cause incitement? That's my question.
You're not going to let me.
What did he say? What did he say that they have not said worse things in the north? That's my question.
Mr. Darlington, there were statements about Buhari being. Well, kind of revisit that issue right now.
Buhari said we are a dot in a circle. Is that not an insult? Please, people should not go there. If you want us to argue this, let us remove mic and argue it. Buhari said that the Igbos that we are in a dot in a circle.
Lagos, let's remove mic and take a break. When we come back, we go straight to another conversation after this break.
There has been something more. What has been said about the Igbos?
The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream, delight in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, First Town, 28 at Denira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions.
Mr. Darlington, I hope the ice cream I gave you, that cold berry ice cream, has chilled your throats very well. Like you not disturb me again and let my own voice crack now. All right. So I have Sunday Okeyinta in the studio. How are you doing, Sunday? Welcome.
I'm very, very fine.
You took my voice away on Thursday, and my voice is back now today. So go ahead and talk to us about Curious Homes Limited.
Oh, that's good. Good evening, everybody, and a happy Christmas in advance. My name is Sunday Okeyinta from Kudos Homes Limited. I'm here to talk about property and investment, to use something that will help your future and your tomorrow. Kudos Home is a real estate company. We're into buying and selling of land and houses. Lagos, Ogun State, and Enugu. We are trying to cross other states around Nigeria, but presently we're in Lagos, Ogun, and Enugu. I'm going to start by calling the names of our estates and their prices. Start from Lagos. We have a Kudos Villa. Kudos Villa goes for 11 million naira, and it comes with the title of CFO, and it is 11 million naira. If I move from Kudos Villa, I will go to Do Garden. Do Garden is 3.5 million naira at Okegun Ibeju, Lekki. And after that, I'll be going to Ishiwo Ekpe. Ishiwo Ekpe is sold for 700,000, and that is Kudos Town, 700,000 naira. And let me move to Abowa, the hot selling one. Abowa, 650,000 naira. If you don't have Abowa, you are missing a lot. So you need to have a plot, or at least buy a plot of Abowa. Goes for 650,000 naira. In fact, when you visit Abowa, you know what is going on. You see what is going on there. A lot of infrastructure. In fact, before Saturday night, the gatehouse will be ready for a fantastic gate. You need to come and see what is going on in that Abowa. If I move from Abowa, I'll be going to Omuketu Ekpe. Omuketu Ekpe goes for 600,000 naira. And if you buy a plot for this Christmas, you are going home with a bag of rice. 2 plots, a bag of rice, and a gallon of oil. 3 plots, a bag of rice, gallon of oil, and 1 okoko, which is fowl, or some people call it chicken. So you need to get Omuketu Ekpe. And if you buy 6 plots, a deep freezer, a bag of rice, and 1 gallon of oil, and 1 chicken. Wow, that is great. Let me move to Enugu Coal City. That is Odobudo, Fairview. Enugu is just 5 minutes away from Godfrey Okoye University and 15 minutes away from Caritas University and 20 minutes away from Akanibia International Airport. Wow, and it goes for 900,000 naira. All those goodies that I mentioned in Omuketu Ekpe is also applied in Fairview Estate Enugu, and it is a dry land. Not the one that you buy 900 and be looking for 4 million, 5 million to feed the swamp. No, it's a 100% dry land, and it's a buy and build land, not the one that you buy is maybe it's not a forest, it's already a developed area and goes for 900,000 naira, and you can pay small. You can start with as low as 100,000 naira. Let me quickly call our phone number so they can reach us and fix an inspection date with us. The number to call is 090 590 475 14 090 590 475 14. Our office address is 171 Egbeda Edimu Road, and the Enugu address is 14 Okubo Road, Emene, just 5 minutes away from the international airport.
Okay, all right. So yes, we like that. Orishi that used to tell us about. You buy this, you get a bag of rice. You buy this, because we hear that a bag of rice is now 70,000 naira. So it's very important people know that they can chop Christmas rice on us. Mr. Darlington, why are you coughing?
No, I didn't cough. I just concur with what you are saying. Is it not your party that made us to be 70,000?
Which party? Which party? Don't make me vex for
She a card-carrying member of the party.
Which party?
Precious said that she don't belong to anybody. And she's for everybody.
Which party? All right. So let's talk about the title of the document.
She sound like Wike.
No be me and you.
You gonna chop for PDP, then they work for APC.
Sure, you're just looking for my mouth. No, we're not going to quarrel. So go ahead, Mr. Okay, and talk to me.
Okay. In terms of the titles, I think I measured the titles that some of them have like CFO, deed of assignment, and register surveyor. Some of them have that.
So the reason I had to ask that question again, I like to re-emphasize it because people need to have confidence in what they are buying and to be sure that there won't be any dispute at the end of the day. So are you saying that any property that is, that we get
from Kudos Homes Limited, in fact, we are over secured, in fact, with guarantee, because we do our due process in terms of doing a proper search before we procure our property, which is a estate. Before we buy, we do our research before buying, so that there will be no issue in future.
Okay. All right. Okay, so run us through the properties again in Ogun State, Lagos State, and Enugu, because I'm sure that a lot of our listeners maybe want to.
Okay, Kudos Villa, 11 million naira. Okay, Bejuleki, and the Dew Garden. Okay, Bejuleki, that one 3.5 million naira. Kudos Town, Ishiwo Ekpe, and Kudos City, Agbowa Ikurudu. Kudos City, try to come and visit Kudos City, and it's 650,000 naira. And the inspection is free. We go for inspection from Monday to Saturday, and if you cannot come out that Monday to Saturday, you can see fix a special inspection for you on Sunday, and it's for free of charge. We can even come to your nearest bus stop and pick you and still bring you back there without paying a dime. So, and after Agbowa Ikurudu, we have this one that I call the Umuketu Ekpe, that has a whole lot of goodies. If you buy one plus something, you are going home with something. And we have Enugu, Fairview Enugu, 900,000 naira, 100% dry land. Don't wait to buy land and wait, because while you are waiting for that area to develop, you may not be able to buy it again. Landed property appreciate almost every day. The amount that you buy yesterday, you may not get it again today. So grab this opportunity today. Start with as low as 100,000 naira. See, another Christmas is coming. Don't eat everything for this particular 2023 Christmas, because 2024 will still come. And if you chop everything finish, now your body will tell you when you enter January, because when you release all your money, you will realize.
Say January get like 60 days.
It's less than 20 days now.
Yeah, but the month of January is the longest day. Yes, now it's the longest day.
Okay.
And the longest month.
You never get the info.
Okay. So how did that guy ask that question? He said, "Why is it that January to December is 12 months, but December to January is 31 days?" So these are a few days to go. Please mind the way you spend. Instead of you spending everything or invest it on a real estate. Yeah.
All right. So run us through this. Your number again. Then run us through the
phone number is 09059047514.
I can't be like a song you sing. Just
09059047514. Our website is www.kudoshomesLimited.com and Facebook Kudos Homes Limited, Instagram Kudos Homes Limited, and you can just type Kudos Homes Limited on the Google. So that is it.
Okay. All right, then let's have those. Have you run us through those properties again? No worry, your phone go ring and people go call you. Plenty.
No, sure.
So let's have you run us through this. Meanwhile, my people that have contacted you, are you treating them well?
Of course, we are trying our best. In fact, we are.
No, not trying your best. You cannot tell me trying your best.
We are trying our best.
No, you tell me you're treating them well.
We are over treating them well because they will definitely call if you don't treat them well.
Okay.
Because
I'm waiting for them to call me to give me results. So run us through that again.
Before running through all those particular product again, what makes us different in other real estate is that we don't delay in terms of allocation, because we do what is called instant allocation. Once you are done paying your money for your land, the next thing is to give you your land so that you can use your land for the purpose of buying that particular land. Is it corn that you want to plant, that you want to start building, you want to do anything, start building on your land. In fact, it makes us happy. In fact, if you do that, there is always a bonus for you. If you want to start your building, we only have a package for that kind of people. And also you can build whatever you want except mud house, and they face me and slap you. Pressure. Some people will give you some reason why they want to build mud house. They will tell you that bunde don't penetrate on the
that is very cold.
It's very cold.
Sun does not penetrate it.
So except mud house and face me and slap you, so you can build whatever choice of.
The Oba's palace is a mud house.
That is ancient one.
Oba's about Benin.
He's trying to, but I've already modelized it. I don't think is that mod outside. It's a mod with a class. Yes. So that is it. As I always say, invest so that you can harvest. Especially our ladies, please. I know this is your time of writing lists. While you are writing your list, make sure that you have a column for something. In fact, don't write the name of the thing there, but let it be in your mind that you need to have a plot of land so that when Mr. B showed up, you say that this is what this is what I'm bringing to the table. So it won't be a liability. Also, bring something on the table. Start. Not until you have 2 million before you can own a plot of land. With 100,000 naira, start saving. You can do it.
All right. Thank you.
Grace,
run us through your phone number very quickly. It's time. Run us through your number and then go. It is time.
It's my time.
Yes, it is your time. Phone number, because I used to give you extra time before. I'll say so. Run us number.
You still give me that extra time.
No, I'm not giving you the phone number.
The number to call is 090-590-47514. 090-590-47514.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Sunday Okinta. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. All right, let me quickly run through some messages that we have before we pack up for the day. This says any country where snakes swallow billions of naira is just as good as a zoo country. Wow. And then this says, Precious, why are you attacking Mr. Darlington? Because of the way Igbos are being treated. So you are happy that the way Igbos are treated. Nnamdi Kanu has not said what nobody has not said before. Come to think of it, I ask you, what do you think of this country? Senator from Isolo sent in that message. And then this says, good evening, Precious and Darlington. Precious, please, does monkey and snake swallowing money under APC regime not I don't understand. Please, Precious, does monkey and snake that swallowed money under this regime not residents of Izu? That is monkey not a resident of Izu. And he said Nnamdi Kanu was the reason Nigerians home and abroad are awake to corrupt practices committed by some officials. Shegun from Olodia Papa sent in that message. And then he says, Precious, he call me Precious Tinubu. What have those politicians done for this country since the inception of independence? Just name one thing that the politicians have done right for us. You are complaining that people are calling them names. The real enemy of the country are politicians who are not doing the right thing, that the ones destroying us by looting our Commonwealth since the inception of independence. That's what he said. Okay, and then this says, good evening, PNP and Barrister Lansing. This is Perpetua from Isheri Idimo. Nothing should happen to Peter Obi if they don't want problem in this country. Thank you, Mr. Bennington.
Can I run through some?
Very quickly, our time is gone.
Kene Ezike says, we are worried about the label Nnamdi Kanu put on the country than what the country actually is. Okay, and you said, I have never liked Nnamdi Kanu, but they should release him and let him fight with Simon Ekpa. Those two men might destroy my Igbo people. And this says, Mr. Darlington, if you... Okay. You people have...
All right, thank you so much. Sorry, our time is fast spent. Mr. Darlington, we can't let you have a final thought, right? Except you want to do it in 10 seconds.
Why not?
10 seconds, our time is gone. You can see pastors coming.
What I'm saying is that since the whole world has come to agree that injustice is being meted out on Nnamdi Kanu, the government should release him for peace to reign. As long as that injustice persists, the country will not have peace. That is the truth.
All right, thank you so much. This is
terrorists. No country in the world have called Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist.
Mr. Darlington, that's more than 10 seconds. Thank you so much. All right, thank you. That's the size of our packages. If you appreciate you, we'll be here again tomorrow evening, God willing, same time. My name is Precious.
And I'm Promise.
Do have yourself an